The story of Western philosophy begins in ancient Greece, with thinkers now known as the pre-Socratics. These individuals, living before Socrates, sought to understand the fundamental nature of reality. They posed questions about the cosmos and our place within it. Thales, often considered the father of philosophy, believed water was the basic element of all things. Another prominent figure, Heraclitus, emphasized the constant state of change, famously stating, "You cannot step into the same river twice." These early philosophers challenged traditional mythological explanations. They laid the foundation for a more rational and systematic approach to understanding the world. Their ideas, focused on the cosmos and the nature of reality, marked the beginning of a long and fruitful philosophical journey. The pre-Socratics, though diverse in their specific theories, shared a common thread. They sought underlying principles to explain the world around them. Their efforts represent the first steps in humanity's attempt to grasp the universe through reason and observation. Their legacy lies in their pioneering spirit of inquiry, a spirit that continues to animate philosophical exploration today. Socrates, an enigmatic figure who left no written works, shifted the focus of philosophy inward, towards human life and conduct. Known for his relentless questioning, Socrates engaged his fellow Athenians in dialogues about virtue, justice, and the good life. He believed that true knowledge lay within and could be brought forth through rigorous self-examination. Socrates' method, known as the Socratic method, emphasized dialogue and critical thinking. He challenged assumptions, exposed contradictions, and encouraged individuals to think for themselves. His famous maxim, "The unexamined life is not worth living," highlights his belief in the transformative power of self-reflection. Socrates' influence on Western thought is immeasurable. His emphasis on ethics laid the groundwork for centuries of debate on moral philosophy. His method of questioning remains a cornerstone of critical thinking and education. Though condemned to death for his unconventional ideas, Socrates' legacy as a gadfly of Athens and a champion of intellectual integrity continues to inspire. The philosophical tradition Socrates initiated found its most influential exponents in his student Plato and Plato's student, Aristotle. Plato, a brilliant writer and thinker, developed a comprehensive philosophical system encompassing metaphysics, epistemology, politics, and art. His theory of forms, which posits the existence of perfect, unchanging archetypes underlying the physical world, has had a profound and lasting impact on Western thought. Aristotle, a polymath, whose interests range from logic and biology to ethics and politics, developed his own systematic philosophy. He emphasized empirical observation and logical reasoning, believing that knowledge could be attained through careful study of the natural world. His work laid the foundation for the scientific method and continues to shape fields such as ethics, political theory, and aesthetics. Plato and Aristotle, though differing in their approaches, shared a commitment to rigorous philosophical inquiry. Their ideas spread throughout the ancient world and were later embraced and adapted by medieval thinkers. Together, they established the foundations of Western philosophy, shaping its course for centuries to come. The rise of Christianity brought new challenges and concerns to the philosophical landscape. Medieval philosophers grappled with the relationship between faith and reason, seeking to reconcile the teachings of the Church with the legacy of classical thought. Augustine of Hippo, a towering figure of this era, integrated Platonic philosophy into a Christian framework. He explored themes of divine grace, free will, and the nature of time, profoundly influencing Christian theology. Thomas Aquinas, another influential medieval philosopher, sought to synthesize Aristotelian philosophy with Christian doctrine. His work, characterized by its systematic rigor and intellectual breadth, addressed a wide range of theological and philosophical questions. Aquinas' emphasis on natural law and reason within a framework of faith shaped Catholic thought for centuries. Medieval philosophy, often seen as a bridge between the ancient and modern worlds, preserved and reinterpreted classical ideas within a Christian context. Thinkers of this era wrestled with questions of faith, reason, and the nature of God, shaping the intellectual landscape of Europe and laying the groundwork for the Renaissance to come. Section 5. Renaissance and Early Modern Philosophy, the Birth of Modern Thought. The Renaissance marked a period of renewed interest in classical learning and a spirit of intellectual exploration. Humanism, a movement emphasizing human potential and achievement, challenged the God-centered worldview of the Middle Ages. Philosophers began to question traditional authorities and explore new ways of understanding the world and our place within it. Niccolò Machiavelli, a political philosopher, challenged traditional ethical and religious norms in his analysis of power and leadership. His work, often seen as a cynical view of human nature, emphasized the importance of pragmatism and realism in politics. The rise of science, spearheaded by figures like Nicholas Copernicus and Galileo Galilei, further challenged established views. Their discoveries paved the way for a new era of scientific inquiry and a shift from a geocentric to a heliocentric understanding of the universe. The Renaissance and early modern period witnessed a profound shift in philosophical thought. The questioning of traditional authorities, the rise of humanism, and the emergence of modern science laid the groundwork for a new era of philosophical inquiry, one that would emphasize reason, experience, and the individual. Section 6. The Enlightenment Reason's Triumph. The 18th century witnessed the Enlightenment, an intellectual and cultural movement that celebrated reason, progress, and individual liberty. Philosophers of this era sought to apply reason to all aspects of human life, challenging traditional social, political, and religious structures. John Locke, an English philosopher, argued for natural rights, including the rights to life, liberty, and property. His ideas had a profound impact on political thought, influencing the American and French revolutions. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, a French philosopher, explored the concepts of social contract theory and the general will, emphasizing the importance of individual freedom within a just society. Immanuel Kant, a German philosopher, sought to synthesize rationalism and empiricism, arguing that knowledge arises from the interaction between our minds and the world. His work on ethics, grounded in the concept of the categorical imperative, continues to shape moral philosophy today. The Enlightenment, with its emphasis on reason, individual rights, and progress, had a profound impact on Western civilization, shaping the modern world we live in. Section 7. 19th Century Philosophy, History, Experience, and the Will. The 19th century witnessed a shift in philosophical focus towards the role of history, experience, and the individual in shaping our understanding of the world. Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, a German philosopher, developed a complex and influential system of thought known as absolute idealism. He viewed history as a progressive unfolding of reason, with each stage building upon the contradictions and resolutions of the past. Karl Marx, a German philosopher and economist, drew upon Hegel's ideas to develop his theory of historical materialism. Marx argued that history is driven by class struggle, and that capitalism, with its inherent contradictions, would eventually give way to communism. Friedrich Nietzsche, a German philosopher, challenged traditional moral values and embraced the concept of the will to power as a fundamental driving force in human nature. 19th century philosophy grappled with the implications of the Industrial Revolution, the rise of nationalism, and the growing influence of science. Thinkers of this era explored the relationship between the individual and society, the nature of history, and the meaning of human existence in a rapidly changing world. Section 8. 20th Century Philosophy, Analytic and Continental Divide. The 20th century witnessed a significant divide in Western philosophy, often characterized as the split between analytic and continental philosophy. Analytic philosophy, dominant in the English-speaking world, emphasized logical rigor, language analysis, and the clarification of concepts. Ludwig Wittgenstein, an Austrian-British philosopher, argued that philosophical problems often arise from confusions about language. Continental philosophy, prominent in mainland Europe, encompassed a diverse range of approaches, including phenomenology, existentialism, and postmodernism. Edmund Husserl, a German philosopher, sought to understand the structure of consciousness and the nature of experience. Jean-Paul Sartre, a French philosopher, explored themes of freedom, responsibility, and the meaninglessness of existence. 20th century philosophy was marked by its diversity and its engagement with the social, political, and scientific upheavals of the time. Thinkers grappled with the horrors of war, the rise of totalitarian regimes, and the challenges posed by new technologies. Analytic and continental philosophers, though differing in their approaches, shared a commitment to rigorous philosophical inquiry and a desire to make sense of the human condition in a complex and rapidly changing world. Section 9. Contemporary philosophy. Expanding the conversation. Contemporary philosophy, building upon the foundations laid by earlier thinkers, continues to grapple with perennial questions while also addressing new challenges and expanding the boundaries of philosophical inquiry. Feminist philosophy, emerging in the latter half of the 20th century, challenges traditional philosophical assumptions about gender, power, and knowledge. Thinkers like Simone de Beauvoir and Judith Butler have made significant contributions to our understanding of gender identity, social constructs, and the ways in which power operates in society. Race theory, another important area of contemporary thought, examines the social, political, and cultural dimensions of race and racism. Philosophers like Webb Du Bois, Frantz Fanon, and bell hooks have explored the lived experiences of people of color, challenging systems of oppression and advocating for social justice. Environmental philosophy addresses the ethical and philosophical implications of our relationship with the natural world. Thinkers like Aldo Leopold and Arne Naess have emphasized the interconnectedness of all living things and the need for a more sustainable and ethical approach to environmental issues. Contemporary philosophy is characterized by its diversity, its engagement with social and political issues, and its willingness to cross disciplinary boundaries. Philosophers today are exploring a wide range of topics, from the ethics of artificial intelligence to the nature of consciousness, from the challenges of globalization to the search for meaning in a postmodern world. Section 10. The Enduring Quest. Philosophy in the 21st century and beyond. As we move further into the 21st century, philosophy continues to play a vital role in shaping our understanding of ourselves, our world, and our place within it. The challenges of the 21st century, from climate change and global inequality to the rise of new technologies, demand careful ethical reflection and critical thinking. Philosophical inquiry, with its emphasis on questioning assumptions, exploring different perspectives, and seeking reasoned arguments, provides us with the tools we need to navigate these complex issues. The future of philosophy is likely to be characterized by its interdisciplinary nature, its engagement with the pressing issues of our time, and its ongoing quest for meaning and understanding in an ever-changing world. As we face new challenges and opportunities, philosophy will continue to provide a space for critical reflection, ethical debate, and the search for wisdom. The journey of philosophical thought, from the pre-Socratics to the present day, is a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity and our desire to make sense of the world around us. As we continue this journey, we can draw inspiration from the insights of past thinkers, while also embracing the challenges and opportunities of our own time. Section 11. Conclusion. The unfolding tapestry of thought. The evolution of philosophical thought is a testament to humanity's ongoing quest to understand ourselves and the world around us. From the earliest musings of the pre-Socratics to the complex debates of contemporary philosophy, thinkers have grappled with fundamental questions about the nature of reality, knowledge, ethics, and the human condition. Each era has brought its own unique perspectives and insights, shaped by the social, cultural, and scientific contexts of the time. As we have seen, the history of philosophy is not a linear progression, but rather a rich tapestry of interconnected ideas, arguments, and perspectives. From the ancient Greeks to the present day, philosophers have built upon, challenged, and reinterpreted the ideas of their predecessors, creating a vibrant and ever-evolving intellectual tradition. The study of philosophy, therefore, is not merely an academic exercise, but rather an invitation to engage with some of the most fundamental questions that have occupied human thought for centuries. By understanding the historical development of philosophical ideas, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity of these questions and the multifaceted nature of the human search for meaning and understanding.